So The Last of Us on HBO is pretty good. I think we're all pretty much on the same page there. I haven't seen anybody saying otherwise, and like, what's there not to like about it? Like, if you like The Last of Us game, you're gonna like the show. Like, this is one of the most faithful video game adaptations I've ever seen. Probably the single most faithful. Like, all the little details they got right. Like, Ellie's shoes are right, Joel's gun is right. Joel's obsession with coffee, there's a subtle little nod to that. The movie that Ellie and Joel are watching when Joel first gets home after work is a movie that Ellie mentions that he likes in Last of Us Part 2. It's absolutely crazy the amount of time they put in to making sure every little detail of this was absolutely pinpoint accurate. And it could go off the rails after this. I think that's a possibility. I don't want it to be too optimistic, but I don't think that's the case. I think we're really getting like exactly what we asked for. And it makes you wonder, like, why doesn't this happen more often with video game adaptations? Like, there's the biggest complaint with all adaptations I always see is that it wasn't like the games enough. Like the Resident Evil movies, for instance. Some of them, they're hit or miss, but the first few I thought were pretty decent. And the only complaint I and a lot of people have is that they deviate from the source material a lot. And here Last of Us is showing that if you take a story from a game and you just completely translate that like onto the screen, people absolutely lose their minds over it. Like there's scenes where the dialogue is literally just pulled straight from the video game script. And that's amazing. So yeah, I think Last of Us on HBO is just about a 10 out of 10. The only thing that struck me as like maybe a tiny warning sign was when the soldier was like holding up Joel, Ellie, and Tess, and Joel gets the little like flashback to when the other soldier shot him and Sarah. I didn't like that too much. I felt like that was a little heavy-handed. Like, I feel like you're supposed to, like, when you play the games, you know, you sort of pick up that he has that in the back of his head when he's dealing with government soldiers and whatnot. But I don't know. I just felt like having him, like, having that physically on the screen as a flashback, I thought it was maybe a little heavy-handed. As long as they're not too much stuff like that, I think it's going to be an absolutely fantastic show.